Knicks and Bruises, we are back. Shout out to the chat. Yo, Black is time. Tony Crow in the building. Got my guy Ron in the building.
What's
Two
happening?
shows in a week, my man. I'm doing good this week. I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I see it. I see it, Tony. You gotta be.
So
Hey, listen, you got some the consistency, man. That's what people love.
no doubt, no doubt. That's a fact. Oh, my God, there we go. My guy Jay Boogie in the building.
Oh
Salute.
man, I thought we was watching Keith Sweat. Got me twisted. Oh no, okay, you know where I was going.
Man, that's you, man. That's you, man. I saw that reel you put out too, man. You wrote that song, man. I need to get you the right one for DSJ, man. I'm gonna put you out there, man. I'm gonna send you a vibe and then see what you're gonna do with it, man. What's up with y'all gentlemen, man?
What's
How you
happening,
doing?
brother?
Shout out to Eli Jets. In the building. Said best news he's heard in a minute. That's the Mitchell Robinson news. We're gonna break that down real quick. And he also said, Tony, love the show. Appreciate you. Keep tuning in, man. I'm trying to get like these guys, the rest of these guys, and build the brand. So we out here. But yeah, good news. Good news for sure. Mitchell Robinson, full practice today. I'm ecstatic because that's the major step. You know what I mean? That's like the last step, honestly. Anytime somebody's coming back, Tibbs is like, well, he hasn't had a full practice yet. You know what I mean? So for us to hear that, I mean, I don't think it's tomorrow, but I think he's on his way. Might be against the Nets or one of these next three opponents. But what you guys think about this news? How you feeling? We're gonna break this down. We're gonna talk about what it means, everything. But how you feeling about the news? Oh, you muted, Ron.
You muted, Ron.
Well, all I was doing was kicking it over to Jay Boogie anyway. So let me kick it over to Jay Boogie anyway. I'll go after him.
Oh man, that's great news. It's beautiful news, man. It's soothing music to my ears, man. I like to hear the comeback, you know what I'm saying? And it means a whole lot of things is going to happen with Mitch being involved with the squad. But matter of fact, hold real quick, because I didn't know we was live when I plugged in, man. But shout out to the family, man, everybody that's watching and viewing right now, rocking with the Tony Crow Show. Please subscribe and hit that like button, you know what I'm saying? Share, be a like, man, you know what I'm saying? Because this is a legend right here we rocking with, man. And Mr. Ron is up here too, man. And I'm honored to be, amongst these two gentlemen and amongst you guys down there and you women down there in the orange and blue, man. It's a Nick life. But yeah, man, it's great music. I mean, it's great music to my ears, man, for this guy to be coming back, you know what I'm saying? When he first got injured and it sounded too good, it was sounding like he was going to be done for the season. So we was striving to get some money for him and everything. But then, the NBA had something else they wanted to say. They was like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? He can make it back. So being that they said he can make it back, I think that gave him an extra push. Okay, you think I can make it back? You don't want me to take off? I'll work extra hard. And he's got back and just in time, to be a part of this, what we got going on, because this is a real big season. And Mitch means a whole lot to us, man. That means more defense. That means more rebounds. That means, you got 12 fouls amongst him and Hartenstein. That means Hartenstein don't have to be tentative with his play because, he got, Mitch right there, But shout out to Mitch working out, man, making it back just in, right on time. Matter of fact, I could say that in the JL words, just in a nick of time, you know what I'm saying? And so, I'm happy for that, man. Let's go, Mitch. Monsters back in the building, man. Yeah.
Listen, because I don't have the personal relationship with Mr. Ellis, I didn't do it, but I almost titled it back in the nick of time. But I'm like, you know what? Let me meet the brother. Let me talk to the brother or something before I start. But shout out to him and what they doing over there for sure.
Man, I wish I could be the one that can be there, make sure both of y'all greet one another, man, because both of y'all are so much a great men, man, you know what I mean? And it's just an honor to see when great men get together, you know what I'm saying, and, put their conversations together. Ain't no telling what you and JL can bring forth to the table, man. And, I really, I respect that, man, just like I respect all the great content creators, you know what I'm saying, doing what y'all doing, providing what y'all providing all season long, you know what I'm saying, through bad time, good time, man. Y'all always here, man. And there ain't no other podcasters that be like that, especially during rough times and bad time. That's why I put that joint out called Weather Storm, man, because all of y'all weathering the storms, man.
That's a fact, man. We've been through the Knicks and bruises.
100%. 100%. Yeah, man. I'm like super excited. Y'all don't know this fresh off the presses, Spot, when you talk about a reaction, I didn't even know that Mitch was full contact. Tony just told me like 2 seconds before we started. I'm like, oh, let's go. Yeah, so I'm excited. Yeah, and I wasn't expecting it. But then again, I was tripping a little bit. Excuse me. One thing I'm noticing is that time is flying. You know what I mean? Because when we talked about the first timetable of when we might get OG and Julius and Mitch back, it was around this time. Like we was talking about Mitch maybe coming around in the 20s, 23rd, 24th. And I'm like, yo, it's the 20th. This makes sense. So I be tripping. I forgot, I just be going with the motions. I forget how time is flying, man. So that's great news. That's fantastic. Now we get to see, Mitch hopefully come back. Take it easy at first, but at least that'll help spell Hartenstein some minutes. You get better production out of Hartenstein. He don't got to push himself for 30 plus 40 minutes. Mitch don't have to worry about that because Hartenstein's there, right?
Mhm.
Precious has stepped up, so you got like a little three-headed monster there, different variations, and not to mention we still waiting to see how Mitch plays with OG. One day it's gonna happen, y'all, but I can't wait. When it does, it's gonna be fantastic.
And Precious,
That's
put them three together.
True.
That's a fact. Yeah, man, I'm super excited. I'm here rewatching the Golden State game, and one of the things I noticed when I first watched it, and I'm kind of just reassuring this or reconfirming this, is as great as Deuce played, he carried us offensively, along with Brunson, but the minutes without Hartenstein on the floor, those were the minutes that were horrible for us. Like those were the minutes that Golden State was able to get back into the game. And I'm hoping, I believe with Mitchell Robinson coming back, those minus Hartenstein minutes will not be a detriment anymore. You know what I mean? And this is no knock on Precious, because Precious is everybody has stepped up in every facet, whatever position. Every guy on this team has had their moment of stepping up and filling in. The only difference is Precious ain't 7 foot. You know what I mean? So
Right.
as much as he hustles, as much as he gives 100% effort, he has limitations just because of his size. He could, like you were saying, he could play right alongside Mitch in that second unit. And now you're talking about more stellar defense, more stellar rebounding. This is the things that have carried us through the stretches where we have been insufficient offensively. You know what I mean? With Randall being down. I mean, granted, it's part of our identity even with Randall, but this is what has really got us through these humps, is offensive rebounding, making sure we have more possessions than the other team. No matter what our shooting is, we're staining, we're making sure we're right there in the game. And I think he's going to continue that trend, if not make it even better. You know what I mean? Back to splitting minutes. I think that's great. Coming off the bench, I always said coming back, that's the right decision. You could get him back into tip top shape during, you don't want to rush him back into the starting lineup. I do think up in the air for me, I feel like ultimately he will end up being a starter. But slowly, no rush. You know what I mean? Gotta make sure he's back 100%. But yeah, man, I don't know if there's much more to add about this situation. You can add what you want. I'm just super excited. Um, where would your guess be when he comes back? First game back. Um, I'll let everybody get a guess. I'll go last, and I'm not gonna repeat anything you guys say. So I might change it based off what you say. So when you
What you
think
think,
Mitch is
Jay
coming back?
Boogie?
He had one practice. We play tomorrow. I'm assuming we'll have another practice before the Nets on Saturday. Nets Saturday at 1, and then we got Monday. We play somebody.
I'm bringing them back Monday. I'm bringing them back Monday. You know, I think that'll be the proper time. Let him, continue getting his feet wet a little bit. You know, shoot. I even dress him up and put him on a layup line. You know what I'm saying? Let him get the feel of being back in the squad with the squad in uniform and everything, Knowing he might not want to just sit on the bench, but Monday, it's time to work. It's time to work. I need you to
Monday,
contribute. Yeah, that's when you say we got a game Monday, right?
Monday at Monday Detroit.
Monday
Monday,
again.
Monday Detroit. Saturday is Brooklyn. Tomorrow, obviously, is Denver.
You said we got come Saturday. We got the Nets, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we at?
Record wise,
No, where we at? We home. Well, we home.
I
It
think
don't
we
make a
home.
difference. Yeah, it don't make a difference. We home. We home twice. But if we're in the building or if we just at home, that's different. Yeah, after the night, somewhere after the tomorrow night, somewhere he got to get a practice in with the squad. I don't know. After the Denver game, it's going to be as a late game, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they might fly head straight up out of there to get home. If they get home, they're gonna do something come Friday. So maybe he can get a little, workout in that Friday, and skip over Saturday and get a little workout Sunday and get ready for Detroit Monday. I think that's the perfect timing, you know. But who am I? The Knicks. If he's cleared, he said, shoot up tonight.
I mean, we are going against the defending champs, even though we bust their chops. You know what I mean? Last time we played them, I know they out for revenge. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
they're definitely out for revenge.
Yeah, we got a chance to do something with them. Most times people say, "Yo, swept you for the season." Yo, we can sweep you for the years because we last year and this year.
Yeah,
I don't think nobody swept Denver in 2 years.
yeah,
Let's sweep this years out on these guys, man. And I believe we can do it, man. We I'm out there playing and joking around and think, you know what I'm saying, that that it's fun and game. And I know we're gonna match their intensity. They're gonna come out. They're gonna come out try to hit us hard, you know what I'm saying? But the thing about it, I forgot who said it, but one thing about the Knicks, if you notice, I can't remember who said it. Gracious, I want to say the person's name because I love repeating what somebody else saying, giving them their props on what they brought to the attention. But um the Knicks don't give up that lead.
mm,
They don't give it up. When you're sitting there, you're watching, you're thinking the other night, especially where Clay was, what he had going on, it's just a matter of time. Man, they might come back. Man,
Yeah.
let's not let them tie this game. The Knicks don't allow that. They
yeah. I
did
think
that with Sacramento too. We
I
don't
think
allow that.
we've lost one game where we went into the fourth quarter with the
Mm-hmm.
lead, and
Right.
I think we might have lost 2 games when we ended the first quarter with the lead.
Wow. Pretty
It's good
solid.
basketball, man. Good basketball.
I think that I could see them. I agree that the main game to see him come back and get some minutes, I think, would be Monday. But I wouldn't be surprised if they allow him to suit up and get his feet wet, play like a couple minutes, like maybe somewhere between 8 to 12 minutes against the Nets, just to get his feet wet and let him feel the court and be out there a little bit, playing with the second unit so that he doesn't have to have a heavy workload. He's not probably going up against whoever their bigs are, the top bigs at the time. Yeah, because I can't see him. I can't see Tibbs throwing him to the fire against Denver. That would be that's a lot. Even if he only plays a few minutes, but you don't know what can happen in that few minutes with against Denver. So, yeah, I don't know. I think probably maybe he suits up and plays a couple minutes against the Nets, and then he really suits up to play a little bit more of an extended role, maybe 15 to 20 minutes against whoever we play on Monday, whoever that is. I forgot.
Monday is I just had Detroit,
All right, Detroit.
and then Toronto Wednesday.
Mhm.
It's a nice little stretch after this Denver game where we could really capitalize and start putting some pressure on Cleveland. Putting some pressure on Milwaukee. Did Giannis get hurt?
Yeah, he already had a hamstring going on.
Yeah, I heard he got hurt. I'm browsing through the other team's chat, seeing what they, checking the temperature. And I think Donovan Mitchell is out for a couple games still because of a broken nose or broken something.
Yeah, Giannis definitely is not playing. He's not. He didn't play against the Suns, and he's not playing right now. They're playing the Celtics at the moment. He's not playing.
So again, prime opportunity. If we could find a way to beat Denver and take care of business after that for them next 3 games, there's no telling where we sitting in the standings. But we also got to protect where we are now because Orlando ain't letting up either. They got a tough task. I think they play the Pelicans tomorrow. Pelicans have been playing well as of late. So yeah, it's looking like if we take care of what we need to take care of, we control our destiny. But back to my prediction. I'm a like I said, I'm gonna switch it up from what you guys say. So I'm gonna say he suits up tomorrow and gets the 5 minutes or whatever to get his feet wet, and then he's back Monday Saturday giving no setbacks or anything. I know I'm being overly optimistic, but I also did say I'm gonna pick something different from you guys. So
Giving no setbacks.
You opened the door for it. I'm overly optimistic, but I also that being said, yeah, man, what do you think our chances are against Denver? Ron, Boogie say we gonna win. We gonna win, or we got a good shot. What you think, Ron?
Denver is going to be very tough. They've been playing good basketball as of late.
14-2 since
so
when do
I think we
do you know that? My bad.
No.
I'm assuming it was pre All-Star break.
I think it was pre All-Star break.
Okay, we weren't one of those two.
No,
okay,
I don't.
good.
Oh no, I mean, well, we won anyway.
I know, but they only lost 2 games. I was wondering.
I see what you're saying. Yeah,
they lost 2 games since the All-Star break. So I was just wondering, were we one of them, or were we before the All-Star break? I don't remember. I just remember that was a big win. Like I remember the game. It's a big win. Was Randall there? No.
Well, when we played Denver?
Yeah. We didn't have Randall.
I can't remember, but
now you got me curious.
I don't believe Randall was there when we beat Denver.
Well, I'll tell you right now.
He might have been there.
Was he?
Yeah, he was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
OG
Okay.
was there too.
Okay. It was part of that
Yeah.
January stretch.
Yep.
Okay.
January stretch.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they're playing well right now. I'm sorry, I cut you off, Ron. I don't know if you lost your train of thought or not.
Oh
But
no.
go ahead.
I think Denver's ready for the get back. So it's gonna be tough. And knowing that we beat them by 30 plus points, whatever it was, having Randall and OG out there, I just think it's going to be tough. They're playing really good right now, and it'll be interesting. Do we have an answer uh, for Jokic? Because I think that Denver is a very smart team offensively, but they're equally smart defensively. And I also understand that the more and more the Knicks are beating up on these teams without having these guys and Brunson doing such a great job, the scouting report is out. It's easier said than done. Some teams just don't have the capability or have the right schematics to stop Brunson. But Denver might make a concerted effort. They got a lot of bodies over there and they play a lot of their roster. So they might make a concerted effort to throw bodies at Jalen and stop him, slow him down. And then the other thing is that the threat with Jokic is that if he decides not to be a scoring threat and get everybody else involved and keep moving the ball and passing, that's when Denver's very dangerous. So you just got to see what approach they come with. But I think the Knicks
Yeah,
can beat them. It's going to be tough depending on what they do.
yeah, like I said, they've been on fire since the All-Star break. Only lost 2 games. I forget who they played last night or yesterday, but I just watched that game earlier. And their game plan was to make him a scorer.
Mm,
Um, no double teams. He only had 2 assists. And oh, it was Minnesota actually. Great game.
mm,
And Edwards, he tried to carry him to the end. I think it was a 2 possession game by the end, maybe a 3-point game. Um, yeah, he missed the three to tie Edwards missed the three to tie at the buzzer. So it was a
wow.
great game. One thing I looked for or noticed as I watched the game was Michael Porter Jr. Um, I don't know. That was the best I've ever seen him play. Like unselfish,
Hmm.
which I don't think you've ever heard unselfish and Michael Porter Jr. in the same sentence. Like, so he was actually making the right passes, facilitating, you know, looking up on a break, but then still deadly with the shot. It looks like his shot has come around. So he's the guy I'm most worried about tomorrow, to be honest. Um, Jokic, he's gonna do what he does regardless, right? Like, only thing you could really do is kind of hope he has a bad night and just try to make it tough for him. I would take the same approach of making him a scorer. So I would limit the double teams unless they're in the post. Like, I don't want him to kill us in the post. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like, you definitely gotta throw your bodies at him in the post. But yeah, if you could keep him, shooting jumpers and not trying to dominate inside, I think we would have a chance. But Porter is the guy that I'm worried about, given what I seen from him last game, and the announcers saying, "Oh, he's playing the best basketball of his career," and it's not just a scoring thing with Michael Porter during the stretch. So yeah, he's gonna be, he's a different guy than when we faced that team earlier in the year.
That's
I
fair.
had a couple of comments I wanted to highlight. Let me see if I can find them because the strength was rolling. And while I find these comments, the Post had an article talking about OG Anunoby, and it wasn't referencing right now. It was referencing info gathered or information they got from Toronto's side when he was in Toronto, and basically it's his like he doesn't like to play through pain. Um,
Hmm.
and I think we've heard it before. I don't think I've really broke it down and discussed it. But my question is like, what are your thoughts on that narrative? I'll say it that way because I don't know how true it is, and you don't feel anyone else's pain either. So it's easy for you to tell somebody to play through something, as opposed to you making this decision to play through something that you're feeling. You know what I mean? But what is your stance on that? In his, like, from a Knicks perspective, Knicks fans perspective, um, or even if a teammate perspective, because I ain't gonna lie, you hear the similarities about Kawhi Leonard and OG, or at least I have. I don't know if you guys have. Um, and I know in San Antonio, I think everything would have been fine and worked out had his teammates not kind of publicly call him out. Oh, I had the same injury. I was back in 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, I think Tony Parker said that. Another, I think Ginobili had said something similar in the sense of, I am surprised it's taking this long for, you know what I mean, such and such and such. I don't think we'll ever have that problem with Knicks, with this current Knicks team. So I'm not saying that will be an issue, but so it won't be public. But do you think players look at their teammates a certain way, question their toughness, or any of that goes on, or do you think it's just rally the troops, next man up until we get our guys back? I know that was a lot.
No,
You can
I get it. I
I'm
get
gonna
it.
highlight these two.
Let Jay Boogie give his thoughts
Nah,
on it.
we ain't
'Cause
gonna do that.
Come on, man.
Nah, I'm with you, man. You
He
know,
said, "No, we ain't gonna do that."
once like when it comes to being injured, you always look for the support of your teammates, no matter what the injury is, and then you look for more support from your teammate, especially if they had the same type injury you had. You know what I'm saying? I know the injury that OG has going on right now, it affects him, and he knows it's going to affect him because any the injury that you have that you're going to use throughout an entire basketball game is going to bother you. Some injuries you can take off during games. You know what I'm saying? Like, say you're right-handed and your left thumb is just coming out of surgery or something like that. You can get away with things like that. In the game, just especially in this day and time, because they don't play like they did back in the day. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna hit that on purpose, so they don't get like that to the point. But with his elbow, he uses his arms a whole lot. Far as defense, reaching, um, um, hand checking, shielding,
Rebounding.
and I'm not even, I ain't forget the offense. Screens, you know what I'm saying? Picks, rebounding, the rim, he uses his elbow and his arm in a lot. So if he feel like I ain't got it all the way, or I'm tentative about, re-injuring it or whatever, he need to get it all the way right. He need to get stronger. So, if it's in his head and that's how he feel, you're not going to be able to change that. And we know he has an injury, you know what I'm saying? He's an injury prone type guy throughout his career, and I don't know about maybe if he's been injured and maybe if he might taking longer with his injury, you know what I'm saying, than normal, a normal injury timetable that's set for the injury. But I do know that just watching his demeanor and how he carry himself, that he's one of them type guys. If I ain't got it all the way, I'm not coming out there, and I'm going to let you know, and I'm a type person. I don't say much, and I give you my all on defense. But if I tell you I'm hurt, you need to believe me. And if he's told them people that he's hurting, you know, that's great that the team is backing him up and not forcing him to do anything outside of that he want to do just for team results. When it's a bigger picture, this guy needs to be healthy. He needs, he's getting ready to be a free agent. We got to figure some things out. We don't need to run him down into anything. We need to get him all the way right because there's a lot of things that you can do with this guy. He brings a lot to the table and everything. Hopefully he be here. Shoot. Gotta have him healthy. You never know. He might not even be here. We don't know. This Jay Boogie just mind frame. He might be in a sign and trade with that dude who cross over there with the Nets. You know what I'm saying? This is Brunson's thing. Whatever he say is gonna happen. So, we need this guy healthy, but more importantly, he needs to be healthy for himself and not feel tentative because we want him healthy and they clearing him. It need to be okay with him, you know what I'm saying, dealing with those issues that he got going on, even though he's being cleared. And that's just the other day on your show, when you spoke about it, I told you I'm okay with it, but I'm gonna be watching to see if he comes on that sideline. And when I said that on your show last episode, but when he didn't come out there and they told him he was on that thing on the way back, my antenna went up. Because I was really looking, okay, he's injured, okay, he's not suiting up. Okay, now we on the road. It'd be different. We was in New York and he got injured and we was getting ready to go on the road. He's not coming. But for us to be already on the road and he's talking about his injury, no, he's not just suiting up, sitting with the team. They immediately sending him back. That raised my antenna all the way up, man. So.
Well, just in case anybody doesn't know, he did get another MRI and everything is positive. And the latest news on him is it's feeling better than when he left the game. So yeah, that all positive news. Tibbs interview, he said day to day, even though Woj did say indefinitely. So I don't know what the why the conflicting reports within a day, really within 3 days, because it went from day to day to flew to MRI and a couple games, and so yeah, we'll see. First comment I did want to highlight. I did find it
before you do that, Tony, because I know that may spin and take us into a different conversation. I just wanted to say this real quick, and I'm asking for some patience and some respect, fellow Knicks fans. But I'm just bringing it up because OG knows. I'm sure OG already knows about it, right? And I'm not trying to make a big deal about it. I was thinking, should I even talk about it? But like I said, OG knows. There's no way he doesn't know. And some reporter somewhere said something. So if you guys, I don't know if you heard Jalen Brunson's last locker room press, not conference, but interview when they were talking to him. Post game. There you go. And there was someone in the background talking who really didn't need to talk, but he's a little bit of a clown. He likes to say funny stuff, and not everybody understands his sense of humor. And sometimes I think he doesn't necessarily know when maybe I should just stay quiet and not say something.
Or not say that.
Or not say that. But Josh Hart, I'm assuming it was Josh Hart, because who else could it be? While Brunson was being interviewed, he said, he screamed out, "We don't need OG. We got Brunson. He's our savior." Now, like, Dante would understand that. Brunson would understand it because they know Josh Hart. OG Anunoby is still getting used to Josh Hart, and he's hurt and he's not with the team. So I'm just saying, like, Josh, calm down, baby. Let's not, because when that happened, I was like, I wish he didn't say that. And even Brunson was like, I need that clip, whatever that means. in Nick in player to press talk. But and then when you said what you said about when you were talking about Kawhi Leonard, and then it started to like, oh man, that's not good. It started to make me think like, how do some of the players on the team feel about OG being hurt like this and getting these type of injuries, especially a guy like, even though Josh Hart shouldn't have said it, but you could understand a guy like Josh Hart saying it, a guy who's had knee injuries, other ailing things, and he's playing 46, 47, 48 minutes a night. Like, he's probably like, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I hope they kind of steer away from it and understand that he's just a clown. He's just joking, and because OG could be sensitive. We don't know enough about OG to know his character and know how he's going to take something. So just saying. All right, I'm done. All right, my bad.
Shoot, I'm gonna remind me to respond to that
All right.
in a minute. But because that's dope. I mean, I heard it too, and I don't know if subconsciously I was putting that together because I definitely heard it too. In my mind, when I was thinking about topics and things, it immediately went to the Kawhi part of it. So I see the correlation for sure. Dwayne Dennis, he said, it's great having Mitch back, but we should proceed with caution for the last 15 games with Robinson, OG, and Randall until the playoffs start. Play them, but with restricted minutes, then go. Yeah, if they're back with more than 10 games, I agree with you 100%. Minute restriction, I got no problem with that. Building their way up with the minutes, have no problem with that. But as we get closer to the playoffs, you definitely got to start revving it up. Especially for a guy like Randall. And I say that for two reasons. I don't know, like, even if he comes back, it may not be for the duration. You know what I mean? Like, just being honest with the situation. He's going to come back and play through whatever the situation is. So Knicks fans have some grace. But for Randall's benefit, I think the longer he gets to play revved up and kind of get more comfortable, the better it is. I don't want him doing that in the playoffs. You know what I mean? I want him doing that before he gets in the playoffs. We seen how the playoffs started last year, where he kind of had to face a similar situation, and wasn't at his peak. We seen how he came into the year, where everybody referencing how bad his shooting was, coming off of surgery. You know what I mean? Just revving himself up, and he somehow ended up having the best year of his career, even with those numbers the first 10 games. You know what I mean? So I want him to get some 10 games of experience or getting reacclimated so he could go into the playoffs at the best possible shape and conditioning as possible. But I agree 100%. I got one more I gotta highlight. Super chat. There we go. Appreciate the super chat. Eli Jets again. Big one too. Appreciate you. He says, "Love the show, Tony. You're the man for real. Appreciate it." With the spacing getting better, with the new capable shooting, do you think that? My bad. Do you think that along with Mitch, will Mitch score more and grab offensive rebounds? He's going to be the hungriest we've ever seen. I do think he has a lot to prove. He was having his best year of the season, his best season of his career as well. So I think and you heard his little comments about maybe coming in the second unit. I could show more. I think he is going to be hungry. The further we go, the hungrier I think he's going to be. The more comfortable he gets testing that foot. And I actually got to ask you guys a question about that part, because you would think he's gone through the conditioning part before the practice, right? Isn't that usually how, like, Tibbs usually is saying such and such has to do conditioning and then he has to practice? Like
You would assume so. Yeah, you would
practice
assume
is
so.
usually the last step. Shout out to Shuttle in the building too.
Shadow.
Um, or you can respond to the super chat and then my question.
uh With the spacing getting better and new capable shooting, do you think that alone will help Mitch score more and grab offensive rebounds? Um,
The offensive
y-
rebounds, yes.
well, yes. I mean, he's grabbing those no matter what, anyway, right? But the only thing that's a little tricky about that is that when Mitch comes back, will the spacing be as good? Because don't forget, Mitch is a little bit of a clog in the paint area. So, you know what I mean? Like they gotta look. It's gonna be better than it was in the past. I think it'll be just as good as it was to start the season. Because if you guys remember, we were all pleasantly surprised at how many assists the Knicks were generating to start the season. Even with Mitch out there, Mitch playing his best basketball, the Knicks were moving the ball. Did they have the same level of spacing they have now? Probably not, but they were still moving the ball, and Mitch fell in line with that. But the spacing's not going to be as good with Mitch out there. It's just how it is. And Mitch just doesn't have the same acumen for passing the ball around to his teammates the way
Well,
Hartenstein
I don't
does.
think he's saying the spacing will be better. I think he's saying the spacing around Mitch. Like Mitch is not making the spacing better. I think he's asking we have more spacing. We didn't have Bogey before, you know what I mean,
Right.
who spaces the floor. We didn't have I mean, Deuce can space the floor. We're seeing that now. So I think he's asking with the newfound shooting on a team, that's going to be more spacing for Mitch.
Oh, yeah. But um
Mitch is not helping space the floor at all.
right. But he's still kind of with regards to the spacing too, is the movement. And with Mitch out there, not necessarily moving the ball around the way a Hartenstein would, the movement is a little slower, which impacts how effective the spacing is in some, especially when the Knicks aren't on. You know, we're just gonna have to watch and see how it all breaks down. Whether the Knicks are hot shooting when Mitch is out there or not, we got to see how it all plays out. But the other thing too is will he get more rebound? I think he'll get, the same amount of rebounds. He gets a lot of
Yeah,
good rebounds, so I think
he
he'll get the
does.
same amount, So yeah, I can't. I'm still waiting to see what happens when he's out there with OG. But we will get to see what he looks like out there with Precious, so that'll help him too.
Not with spacing though.
Yeah.
Like that. Like that's why I'm like that. And I guess we could get right into that and get out of here.
Hold on for 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. I'm just gonna tell y'all, Mitch is getting ready to go out there and go ham. He's getting ready to go all the way off. I'm telling you that right now because he was in this position before. He had a little injury, and Hartenstein came and threatened him for his spot. And when he came back, he turned up because he felt threatened. Now he's what I'm saying, the talk is, you got to get that spot up, and he was injured, so he never has a chance to defend it. So I believe Mitch is going to come back, and he's going to be in full throttle or full force to be reckoned with. On the boards, he's going to turn up even more. Protecting that paint, he's going to do that even more. Block shots, he's going to be looking to make sure ain't none of that happening. You know what I'm saying? You're not getting nothing off of me. The thing is, Mitch don't need to worry about being an offensive threat. You don't need to involve yourself as an offensive player to try to help you, regain your job positioning back. You need to continue on being Mitchell Robinson, at what you do. And people need to let him know, dog, we know you want to score and all that, But let me tell you, we love and appreciate who you are on the court and what you do in your own ways. That's what they're not telling him enough. They're allowing him to feel like, yo, I need to be a threat and all this or that, and score and shoot the shot and all that, and dribble between the legs and all that. They're allowing him to feel like that, which is okay because everybody want to. In time, you can do that every now and then. You're gonna get rewarded to do that. You seen before, like, and when he grabbed 3-4 straight offensive rebounds and kicked it out, Julius said, "No, get right back down there." He gave it right back to him. Do what you want to do. Throw it on top of the building. I don't care. You deserve that rock. Do something with it. But I believe because he's threatened and he also know that his job is gone, he's getting ready to come back and do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to look real good helping out with the team. But it's also going to be in position of making another name for himself just in case he's on that trading block. So Mitch is not getting ready to shut down, and I love it. I'm happy to see him come back because he's going to bring a lot to this table. A hungry guy that's lost his job because I was injured. I got something to show about that. Let me go back to getting 12, 13, rebounds, 6, 7 offensive boards, and let me just start doing that. So y'all better watch out for Mitch. He's coming. Monster.
I hope to see it. I hope to see it. He definitely brings like a different dynamic than Hartenstein. You know what I mean? Like a stronger defensive dynamic. Obviously, Hartenstein brings a lot more offensively, a lot more spacing wise, and passing ability. But the strength of Mitchell Robinson, you can't argue it. And he's learned how to utilize it. First of all, he built the strength because that wasn't always an attribute of his, and then he learned how to use it. I got one up. J-Tap. Go ahead.
But before you go on, Tony, I just wanted to say real quick because the question was what it was, and we're talking about the differences between Hartenstein and Mitch. But just because Mitch may be more of a clog than Hartenstein doesn't mean it's a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like a clog is bad if there's no ball movement and you're not able to get into a comfortable set. And people can find their spots in their shots, and you can create spacing. But the Knicks were doing that. So once again, if you listen to what I said the Knicks were getting good ball movement, and they were getting assists at when Mitch was in the game early in the season at his best, when he was playing his best basketball. The Knicks was still moving the ball. He's just more of a clog than Hartenstein because Hartenstein moves better than him out there offensively. He passes the ball. He also gets around the key and stays there so that when the ball moves, he can get the ball and possibly do that little floater, or he can dish it off, catch a backdoor cut. Mitch just doesn't play in the same circles as Hartenstein. But that's all it is. That's all the only difference.
J-Tap says, seeding aside, how important do you think reaching 50 wins means to the front office?
50 wins is just a number goal. What's more important to the Knicks is being able to see if they can secure home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, or moving up, and a couple of more notches up inside the seeding. That's more important. They're playing for wins, but the number of wins they're not even looking at. They're looking at the race that's going on. It'd be nice, for us to feel good about 50, but having 50 wins and don't move up, that doesn't mean anything. But 50 wins, it'll be good amongst the fan base. But for the Knicks, they want to make sure they're moving up in seeding, and it takes wins. But they're not even looking at, they're looking at the gains behind and the gains in front more than anything. They're not looking at the W and the L's. They're looking at that G over there was that GB, gains behind. Is that what it is? They're looking at that more than anything as far as the wins and losses. My man Tap.
Stop it, Parrish.
J Tap was at that Lake was at that Warriors game too, man. Hope you had a good time. He said Knicks fans was out there too, so that was dope.
What you mean?
Um,
Did he have a good time? He had
yeah,
a marvelous time, man.
I'm sure he
We
did.
we turned up in that building, man. Did you see that man's face? Hold on, let me go on my little rant for real quick, man. let me let me explain something to the ones that's listening about what we got going on with this dude. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Brunson, aka I got my March Madness jacket on right now, and I'm waiting for put on that playoff jacket next. You know, let me rock with this guy for a moment because the other day I had him in the top four. I didn't care about the five, but let my man run up in Denver and handle this and take this road trip and we go 4-0, I'm raising them up in MVP stats, raising them up in MVP talk because nobody is doing what this guy is doing with this type of help on their roster. And for this man to go inside a world championship organization, fan base included in everything, with Steph Curry in that building, and he's going to the free throw line, they're yelling MVP, and it ain't for Steph. That right there lets you know that this man is here. I don't know what anybody else think or how they feel. Yeah, he ain't an MVP. Yeah, put him in MVP consideration and conversation. Put him in there. Especially he go up in Denver and handle his business in there, regardless if he do or not. Still put him into consideration. You don't go up into them champion. You LeBron ain't even heard that in that building, man. And Brunson went up there and they was yelling MVP on the road not in Madison Square Garden, in San Francisco, the home of the Warriors. We got a superstar. And I asked somebody earlier today, is superstar a one word or two words? And I knew what the answer was, but they made sure they helped my answer when they said it's one word. And I told them, great, because that superstar would never be separated from us. He here forever. He ain't going nowhere. He chose to be here. He's going to be here. And I love this guy, man. I love his heart, his grit, his grind, his effort, his whole demeanor about himself, man. He's a businessman. As a businessman. And all that's going to rub off on the Brunson. It's going to rub off the Brunson, too. I mean, it's going to rub off the Deuce. He's getting ready to get it. He just learn some of his footwork. Get up under his wing because he's here to back him up. He's going to be here. And I love what Deuce is doing, too, man. Shout out to Deuce, man. Shout out to Deuce, man, to go get him, man, to Mr. Sickham, man.
Listen, back him up or play beside him.
Yeah, when guys go off in the game, you be like, yo, he crushing. He doing his thing. He handling his business. We use all the phases. When was the last time anybody has said, yo, he's doing his job? That's what Deuce did his other day. He did his job. They gave him a starting assignment and said, yo, go get that man. Pick him up. Steph tried to hurry up, get up out of there. It was a cage match. Open that gate. Let me get up out of here. I want no parts of this dude. Yeah, loose. Was on the loose. I just want to go off a little bit, man.
Shout out to Magnum. Yo, I got every time you on, you make clip worthy rant, so I love them. I got it. Once I learn this thing, I'm gonna figure it out. It's gonna be the weekly J Boogie rant.
The rant show.
Shout out to Magnum Boom. He says opportunity is the unsung stat.
Yes.
Look what it revealed. Precious, Deuce, iHeart. This portion of the season was healthy for the team. I've been saying that. Ever since we've been dealing with the injuries, because it's building character for one. You know what I mean? But look at the names that you got up here. All these guys. I mean, Precious started off first two games. It was like, oh yeah, we called him a throwing. He wasn't throwing. You know what I mean? But as soon as the minutes went up, the production went up. as soon as the importance of the minutes went up, the value of his play went up. Same can be said for iHeart. Mitchell Robinson goes down. He was already great with Mitchell Robinson. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But he stepped up. You know, there was a stretch, and granted, it may have been a little detrimental, but it was a stretch where he was the guy playing 35 minutes a night, you know what I mean, in the absence of Mitchell Robinson, and putting up the numbers to back it, you know what I mean? I spoke about, you know what I mean? I still got the Warriors game on, but his effect on the game when he wasn't in the game, he was a plus 26 for the game against the Warriors. Every time he was off the court, and again, this is no knock at Precious because he did his job, but the defense was not the same. The impact was not the same when Hartenstein was on the floor. But yeah, you go down the line. The injuries, I believe, are a blessing in disguise because we got to see guys step up in opportunities when needed, and now Tibbs knows, okay, I might need these guys in the playoffs for a stretch, for a moment, whatever it is. I got the confidence in these guys because they already proved what they could do. They showed me what they could do already. You know what I mean? So yeah, Deuce starting alongside Brunson. And shout out to Shuttle. He said Brunson is like 5 or 7 in MVP voting right now. If he finishes strong, he could go 2 to 3. I
Facts.
agree. I agree. I mean, to me, his toughest competition, to me personally, is Shea and Jokic. And but other than those two guys, I can't say that somebody else is having a better season. Now, when you throw context and you look at circumstances and you look at the absence of Randall, you look at the absence of OG, you look at, you know what I mean, all the things he's had to overcome and really do it by himself. Is like you said, what you said last show, J Boogie, he put him on his back. He dragging him.
Dragging these dudes, and none of them dudes besides Bonovich, and he's old, is a career starter. None of them. All these guys, they didn't win. There's no starter. I can't cut, but I got a 5-speed. Give me a push. I'm pop the clutch and clutch start this thing. None of these guys are starters, man. And I wish I could get in front of that committee for you vote. Yeah, I'll tell you what's real, what you're missing out. These guys is not even starters. They learning on the way. They off the bench and hoping still to make a team. Hoping to get a contract. Come on.
You know, honestly, when I look at that, it's still a lot to be said, but Jokic is probably the front runner. But when you think about it, I mean, OKC's got the best record in the West.
Mm-hmm.
And Shea has been carrying that team. They got some good players, but it's Shea over there. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, like I wouldn't be mad if I think Brunson should be top 5 in there, and he could make his case to be even higher if the Knicks keep winning, because the adversity thing, like what was said in the chat, is huge. Because I mean, to have to go out there and carry the team throughout injuries and stuff, because with Shea, even though Shea's carrying OKC, if some of them young pups over there was out, would Shea be able to do what he's doing? I don't know. So,
no. They wouldn't even be where they at right now. You know what I'm saying? You can't. Williams, I was on the show and I asked people, would you give up 4 picks for Williams? Forget trying to give up these picks to all these old dudes. Give me a young thoroughbred that's coming. You know what I'm saying? 6'5", can handle the rock, got the mid-range, can knock down free throws, shoot the tray, can run a team while your big dog is on. Man, give me one of them type guys. You know what I'm saying? But all them dudes, none of them dudes has shown that they can play without their thoroughbreds. This guy been doing it, man, for almost 2 months. No Julius, a 3-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, no center. that was on his way to be all defensive team. You leading the league in offensive rebounds. And then OG comes on. But before OG, RJ, he's still sick. He going through what he going through. Then the trade comes. The OG, we look good. He goes out. Now you got 3 starters up out of here. Come on with the bench. Bring the bench. Bring everybody off the bench. And I just love with him. I just love when he be fist bumping Tom, letting him know I got you, guy. That's his guy, man. He rock with Tom, man. And it's time to get Tom that check. We ain't gonna give him more than 3 years. We ain't gonna do that. We ain't gonna give him another 5.
Hold on, I just want to tell Shuttle I'm not putting Tatum over Brunson because of the team. Because of the team.
Too many
I
people
know
over
you
there.
talk about the record, which best team, best record, but also the team. You know what I mean? Like he has surrounding pieces with him. And I don't think he's had to carry, to J Boogie's point. He didn't have to carry the Celtics anywhere. When he slumped, he got a bunch of other guys there that could pick up the slack. Granted, we do too, but you know what I mean? We still need them to pick up the slack alongside Brunson. You know what I mean? He got guys that he can have a day off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can have a bad stretch. And they'll still be relatively within the same record. Our guy can't take no time off.
Tony, those guys that he's got, I mean, when our guys got to step up, we're talking about Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, he's got Jaylen Brown got to step up, Porzingis, Drew Holiday. Like, come on, man. And you know what? Not for nothing. I don't want to give him too much, but I will say that Derek White is a damn good player. So Derek White too, man.
I wanted him. He's a basketball player. He come from San Antonio, man. San Antonio, he's a Spur. He know how to play ball. But hey, like I said, he got some thoroughbreds over there. You know what I'm saying? And even with all the games Porzingis miss out, man, it's okay. We back to our normal routine. You know what I'm saying? Besides Holiday, he swarm. This guy Brunson ain't swarm, man. You got a guy that come from Toronto. They ain't been playing in Toronto, but he come to New York. He's getting playing time. You got Sims. You got Hardenstein. We got Josh. We got Dante. We got Deuce. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out who did the more pulling. Either LeBron with that Cleveland team when he took them to the finals, or Allen Iverson when he took that team to the finals. But guess what? It's starting to look like another one of them guys is getting ready to take these guys to the final. I hate to, match up things and, and swear that way. And Ron, you threw me, I tried to throw a hint out there and you came in out there and just went to drop the bomb. That was a run bomb. I tried to throw a hint out there about, saying, don't be surprised if it's a signing trade for that dude over there in the Nets.
Oh no! I knew where you was going. I threw
that out there because I know what happened inside that locker room. But yeah, man, everybody, you don't know how everybody reacts to certain things, so you gotta, make sure a person can be able to take whatever you dishing out. Everybody ain't, nail strong, you know what I'm saying? You don't know how OG might feel about it. Hopefully it don't amount to nothing, you know what I'm saying? Julius did that to Josh Hart, in the interview in the locker room, you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about Josh? Getting such and such rebound. It's about time. He getting paid enough to do it. Come on, dogs. We waiting on you. He said what he said, live in effect. You know what I'm saying? And nothing came about it. But everybody, you can't do that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if we can do this with OG, but it is what it is, man. Let's go, Knicks.
That's a fact. Let's go, Knicks. You mentioned reaction, so I'm gonna let my guy Ron plug the new channel, his reaction channel. Go ahead and tell the people where to find it, how to find it, what it's about, and as soon as you hit the like button here and subscribe button here, if you haven't subscribed, you can go check out Ron's other channel along with Still Knicks Fan channel as well.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you. Guys, you see me out here rocking, doing the Still Nick fans thing, and obviously being a part of nothing but Knicks and just chopping it up with the fabulous Nick community that we got. But I got some other passions that I'm involved in. I like doing other things. I love music, R&B music especially. But one of the things I wanted to do before I even started doing Nick stuff was I wanted to actually do a R&B type podcast or whatever. It didn't come to fruition. And who knows, maybe I'll do something more later. But the point is, I said, one day I'm going to do a Keeping It Ron reaction channel. That's right. Some people keep it real. I keep it Ron. I can only be me. So if y'all want to support me and my endeavors and what I got going on, please, check it out. You know what I mean? Like I'm reacting to different things. Right now, it's primarily music and a lot of R&B music. And as I keep going, you'll see more and more content up there. So some of them joints back in the day, cut close, I like, and different things that you used to grow up on, like, yo, this is the jams. Yeah, I'm reacting to them. I'm letting people, know that I'm keeping that music alive. That's when people was in love. Those are the real jams. I'm not knocking today's R&B, but I'm just saying, like, there's some good stuff from back in the day that people forget about, and these young whippersnappers don't know nothing about. So you'll see me react to a lot of different things.
Baby making music.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I put the link in the chat, y'all. Keeping It Ron reactions. I mean, if y'all could like and subscribe over there, that would definitely help. I'm like a baby, with Similac on my breath with newborn ears. I gotta build that channel up again. So, I mean, whatever y'all could do, I appreciate it. Appreciate you, Tony.
No
Man,
doubt.
congratulations, sir. Congratulations,
Thank you,
man.
Jay Boogie.
Man, you're an amazing guy, and I see all your work and I see your effort, I see your energy, and it don't stop, and I'm a great fan of what you be having going on, and I'm also, what I'm saying, I'm proud to say that I'm a friend with this guy. And
100%.
we talk a lot on the phones, what I'm saying? And the conversations, man, we had. Yeah, I say to anybody, yo, when you get some of these guys' phone numbers and talk to them and build with them on life terms about things. I got Ron's number and he has my number. If we have a 15-minute conversation, I promise you only 45 seconds of that whole 15 minutes
It's the
is
Knicks.
about basketball. The rest of it
That's
is
a
about
fact.
life. So, because we got platforms we can do that for. So, when you meet guys, what I'm saying, get their phone numbers and make sure, talk and build with these guys, because I know I don't came across some great men, what I'm saying? And I ain't got to say pause about that neither, because I'm a grown man. But I don't came across some great men that I met and they all helped me get through. 4 straight years I lost a relative. Pops, moms, sister, brother, 4 straight years. And if it wasn't for some of these guys and a lot of y'all guys and women that's in, what I'm saying, the family down there, because I don't use the word CHAT no more. I call everybody family. All of y'all that's down there inside this family, y'all all help me get through. So use your numbers, and talk to these people, man. But Ron, man, you're great. Congratulations, man. You know what I'm saying? And I can hear those songs being playing right now. You'll never find. And do your thing, man. Do your thing, man.
Well, just to piggyback on what you're saying, I've said it before, but there's plenty of times where if you've called me out the blue
Uh-huh.
randomly,
Yeah,
and I wasn't having a good day,
right.
and that phone call changed my day. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And I
man.
always tell you that. Always tell you
Yes,
that. You know what I mean?
yes, you always do, man. You always tell me, yo, thanks for calling, man. I needed a conversation, man. That's great, man. Shout out to Sim, man. Love you, my guy.
No
Yo,
doubt.
answer my
Sim,
phone
Queen,
call, man. I care about you, man. Know you watching, man.
MBK. What I will say is Monday, next show should be Monday, whenever it is. I don't know if you're available for it, but
Mhm.
if we could chop it up and figure out how I could play some of this music, you know what I mean? Like I definitely want to do that. I'd rather you be on when I do it, but if not,
Mhm.
you know what I mean. Still, if I could, we could chop it up to figure out how to insert it. Because Jay Boogie, he got some music out there. You know what I mean? And he always he sends it to me. He don't even tell me. I don't check emails. You know what I mean? Like if somebody tell me, I
Mhm.
I know it's there, but you know what I mean. So I gotta go back and find it. You know what I mean? He be like, "Yo, I sent it." It'd be like 3 weeks ago. Like you gotta let me know you sent it. You know what I mean? So
Oh,
I
I
could
know.
plug
I
it.
can tell.
But
If I don't
but
hear
once
from you in a day, no more than 2 days, I'm letting you know. Yo, you got to send me your mail, man.
but as soon as I figure it out, man, I'll plug it every time. You know what I mean? Every
Man,
time it's
that's what's
something
up, man. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. I just try to get my music to all you guys, so, and just let y'all know I be thinking about you all, and even the family. I put this music out for the family, man. Everybody, there ain't nobody doing like musically wise. Ain't nobody doing like what I'm doing, as far as with the Knicks on a constant, consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? In no sports, and I like to sit down and think and come up with ideas and thoughts and punchlines and metaphors. You know what I'm saying? I'm always jotting something down, and hey, as soon as I get something down and I put it together, I'm running straight to the studio. And here's an idea, and my man he gonna figure out what he gonna do, and then from there, we gonna go in the booth, and then from the booth, you know what I'm saying, he gonna mix it, and then from there we gonna send it to my man, and he gonna master it, so you can get that quality sound. When you listen to it in a real system instead of like up here like we doing, you listen to a real system, you can hear somebody blink their eyelids. That's how crystal it be. You blink your eyelids on that track, and they'll be like, "Yo, hold, what was that? Take that out. Open your eyes up, man."
Yeah, quality work for sure, man, and some smashes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Over time, you know what I mean. Something big happened. You better believe if he ain't making a song about it, it's going
Mhm.
in the verse. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
Mhm.
yeah,
So
always.
yeah, check out Jay Boogie. And like I said, I'm gonna plug it as soon as I figure out how to plug it. Shout out to the chat. We are out of here. Appreciate you guys.
Oh,
Don't get out of Go ahead.
I just wanted to say real quick, I'm sorry. And Jay Boogie, I got it. I just couldn't. I didn't have enough time to put it together for the Monday
Hey,
show. But
man. Hey, when you
it's
do it,
rocking. It's
when
rocking
you
on Saturday. Believe me.
oh, when
Believe
you
me.
do, it's gonna do what it do, man. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna do what it do, man. Ain't no rush.
But yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry, Tony. My bad.
Shout out to the matter of fact, shout out to the family, right? Shout out to you,
Man,
brothers. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hit the like button on your way out. I'll see y'all Monday. What's that? 4 in a row? Is
let's
that
go
4
get
in a
it.
row?
Let's go
Four in
Hey.
a
get it.
row.
Let's go get. You gotta
Hey.
believe, man. Have faith, man. Let's go. Let's go.
Shout out to the chat. Your blackest time, man. Appreciate
It's,
y'all.
yo,